cryptocurrency exchange. All what is worked for a long time. It's a process. It's not the push of the button. So it's a long process of being listed on cryptocurrency exchange, especially nowadays when crypto regulations are pretty fast around the globe, especially in European Union and abroad. So that's what needs to be done according to all regulation which is happening right now. So we will start about report you had every Friday or sometimes be at the Monday exchange report. We will continue with it now exclusively on this webinar. You will see this slide is saying that I am prepared. Of course, I am. To be honest, because following a lot of news, educate myself. So I hope that you are doing the same. Yes, it's very important. I am same IMA as you, so I'm not corporate representative. I always saying that. And please don't scratch that on screen. Please don't do that. I urge members to don't make those on screen. And it's about time to start the preparation for the launch of the exchange. Yes, for sure. So follow the newsletter, weekly updates, information articles, which upcoming training, of course, exchange news and educational materials. So follow that official materials, be updated. Of course, this webinar is also mostly from GRG and Circle members and guided from corporate. So what we speak and what we do is purely followed and supported by corporates. So we are really careful what we speak and what we do, of course. That's called the responsibility. You will see this is week 18, and there is ongoing work for the exchange about the limits. Limits are based on the liquidity, and you need to know about limits. There is no limits applicable from wallet to wallet, as it's called internal transfers, which means for the transfer between the members in the network. It's called practically internal transfer, so for that will be no limits. But ongoing work is for limits on selling orders, which should be on the exchange, when it's exchanged from one cryptocurrency to fiat currency, etc. So that's ongoing work for that, especially because it's very important part. There will be two types of limits by compliance and limits for trade. However, limits defined with the liquidity account are only for one coin cryptocurrency, and you can see they apply as long as the exchange is dealing at the equivalent of the threshold of US $10,000 or below. So that's some cap. For all other fiat and cryptocurrency, the limit is $10,000 US per operation per client per month. So that's something which you need to know. Of course, liquidity account and everything can change when it comes to limits, I suppose, with time. Depends on the demand and the liquidity account. You know, as demand is higher for the cryptocurrency one, of course, that liquidity account will be a bit stronger, and those limits can change in favor for users. But for now, it's like this, and of course, it's ongoing work for those limits still. Compliance platform, as you know, will be up and running by mid-September, and that platform is really important also. It gets also API links to both check and Go anti-money laundering are provided. It will be audited by European authority. So you can see Go anti-money laundering. You can see that application on the internet. It's by very important institution is made. You can check that. And of course, for your information, training video for preparation on exchange functionalities will soon be available. So you need to follow such a thing. Licensing and IT. This is for non-European to members know. This is for non-European countries. Currently waiting for the exact date for the physical meeting with central bank. So also, this is new, a special working permit to be obtained soon. Engagement fee is paid. So once that site visit is completed and those small operation details are cleared out, then exchange company will receive that temporary permission allowing to start setup and operations. This is for non-European licenses. For compliance, you can see by countries. You will see in the next speaker we speak about that. By countries, what are responses from countries about the exchange? About is it possible there? So you will see about that. That is very important thing. And exchange companies sent reminders to countries, of course, about that matter. You will see a response a little later. This is a very important one. Directive from 2018, which amended to so-called fifth directive, entered into force on 9 July 2018, and UA member countries are required to bring their national laws into line with it by January 10, 2020. In every member country, an interministerial working group has been gathered in order to be implement the amendments in their national law regarding the crypto exchange and remittance services, which means, and you see in the news around the world, you can see about now Netherlands, about Germany, about those processes that crypto exchange practically need to go through that approvals and their control, which is new, and you can see that is by that fifth directive need to be done by January 10, 2020, and that's a very positive thing. So rules and regulation about crypto exchanges and remittances is going very fast. Okay, let's skip this. European license. Meeting with Central Bank for European Authority, which is over in the last webinar, and compliance and anti-money laundering, combating financing terrorism procedure has been approved, signed and stamped. Risk management also has been approved. Very great news. Compliance risk assessment policy describes the guidelines which constitute a solid basis for effective compliance risk assessment. There are two stages, actually, onboarding stage about client profile assessment, and it's based on 5 parameters. You can see what are those 5 parameters. National identity, matches vault check, which can be positive, possible negative, possible positive, false, etc. Identity documents verification through vault check, not verified, verified. It's about about KYC procedure and those checking, exposure, and general verification in social media have to be done manually for start applying scoring. So you can see this is something new, and this is something which practically coming from responsible authorities, and this is actually very good because on the market there is a lot of wild market actually right now, and my opinion is that need to be get it done rightly, and the rules are known. So this need to be done on proper way. So this is great way what exchange company trying to make with responsible authorities. Second stage is ongoing risk assessment. Sorry, is based on two things, which is flow of funds and transaction control. The operations and cash flows have been discussed, including disaster recovery and business continuity planning. Stress test has been run. Also, it's negotiated that the leverage technique will be used. You can see BCP are approved, which is business continuity plan, which means a backup plan about how the exchange will operate in case the platform crashes down. So practically that's approved, which if exchange platform crash down, what will be a backup plan? That's also approved. Also, it's approved disaster recovery plan, which means how to proceed if servers are completely shut down. So that's also approved. Operations are also approved. Let's continue. Regarding the licenses, you can see the licenses were approved and they will be released, but there is a specific requirements in order to be applied in order to start that operation. Of course, exchange company employs, because central bank required, 3 persons in positions which is mentioned above. That's compliance officer, internal control officer, and external auditor. Also, there is agreement for leverage policy. Capital is not accepted, but it's negotiated that the exchange company will leverage one time after. So that capital was not accepted by central bank, but it's negotiated that the exchange company practically will leverage that one time after. You can see about limits that monthly turnover loss per client per month is $10,000. Exchange company has to combine already built limits with the new requirements. What is now very important, and I'm finishing practically, is that the form order of currencies has been submitted. So fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies are sent and they are on approvals. Of course, another speaker, my friend Peter, will speak about it. And you need to know also that if on exchange are approved cryptocurrency or fiat currencies, especially crypto, which are not gone through the approval with central bank, exchange company, and can get 1 fine. If they get 3 fine, 3 mistakes, for example, that license can be stopped or declined. So there is no place for mistakes, and everything needs to go according to rules and with work with central banks. So that is a must. And you can see that expect start working days after all above mentioned additional requirements are met. Then and of course community, when is prepared for such a big I calling it start, not the end, and then practically probably we can be ready for it. So I have some delay for slides. Give me a sec. And of course, for an update, you can see the latest corporate promotions, news, and materials are also released every Monday. If you know, for one newsletter, and there is a link down. You need to subscribe there. You also have on the OneLife website there is to subscribe, to put your email, and then you will get every Monday you will get official newsletter from the corporate. There is I'm very proud to see that every week, every Monday, it's practically those newsletters is richer and richer. A lot of material is there about franchise, about promotions, about exchange things, about everything practically. And of course, follow the webinars every Wednesday. And thank you for time and to listening. Peter, thank you.
I'm with you, Dusan. Thank you very, very much for clarifying and give us some new updates as well. And of course, this webinar will be recorded. So if you do not get it all, please listen once again, and then you can also pause and read through it. So what I would like to do is to go basically, just wait a second. I'm going to share with you some things, and I just wanted to take away the possibility to draw on my screen. I'm going to share with you something that's new that you didn't know about, and this information came to us today, especially for this webinar. So what is important to know right now is last week we could see that the company has sent down what kind of crypto coins and tokens that will be on the exchange if all is approved by the authorities. So these are the ones who will be released in its first version, and they of course need to be approved by the authorities, by the central bank. And this is regarding to European now. as Dusan spoke about, there will be a European and there will be a non-European. So this applies to the European license. And as you can see, there are not only OneCoins, means our one, as you can see down here. We also will have Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, a lot of other different coins on the exchange, of course. So we're gonna head over to the next picture, which will show you the fiat currencies that will be on the platform. And once again, when you listen to this and you can press pause, then you can also read through these slides carefully. The fiat currencies for the exchange, it's these as you can see on the European license exchange. So up here we of course have the Swedish krona, and there is Danish krona, Norwegian krona, Australian dollar, and a lot of currencies for sure. And as you know, there will be able to be trades between fiat to fiat, coin to fiat, fiat to coin, or crypto as we would like to call it, and crypto to crypto of course. So these are the fiats for the exchange. And it has come to our attention that CoinSafe will be run out of time. And bear in mind that 2 months after the exchange has been operational, there you will not be able to use CoinSafe anymore. So if you would like to put your coins into CoinSafe to receive more interest on your coins, please do so now. And this is for everyone, of course. If you have them already in CoinSafe, they will be just as it is, and then they will be unclosed if you unclose them when the time has matured. So this is a part of 9 months strategy that I guess there will be a lot more information about the 9-month strategy, but this is one of them. And what we need to do, many people think that when we launch the exchange, well, then it's the end, then we can do whatever we want to straight away, everything will just work perfectly fine. But what you need to know is when we launch the exchange, that's when we actually will start. What we have done now is just the foreplay to be able to launch such a thing that we can figure out and make much, much more stronger. And we need to do it together. We have the power definitely because we have One Life Network, and One Life Network is a massive power. As you can see, the amount of problems we have gone through, we are still here, we're still strong, and we will definitely win this race. Yes, okay. So this will be a lot of reading, and this is the outcome and the answers from several countries. What I want you to be aware of is the colors up here. The green is the colors for the countries that will start if no further regulations is a must. And so when you go through these slides, you can see that if your country has a green color on it, then they will be on from the start. What you can see, if there is a country that if you live in a country that is not represented on these slides, do not worry, because there are regulations and other things that has to be defined, and they will be on the slides further on. So countries where will be start after some preparation process are the blue ones, and the gray ones are local license, and maybe further arrangements will be done. It's time consuming. Yellow are not enough information, and the red it's not allowed. We need to, or the corporate needs to have further discussions with the regulations country-wise. So here we can see India, Vietnam, green, Estonia, green, Greece, Italy, green, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Netherlands, and Norway. So yeah, that is that, and we have more slides for countries. Poland has a lot of text here, Portugal as well. Slovakia, Slovenia is green. And then we have Spain, Sweden, Russia, among others who are green. So if you do believe, and if someone has told you that people do not work down in Sofia, that the people do not do what it takes, well, then you're wrong. You know what it takes to have a communication and speak to every country regarding this. This is a lot of work that needs to be done. And we are basically there. We are basically on the finish line. There is not much more that needs to be done. Of course, we need to have the coins approved for the exchange. Otherwise, we cannot start it. And those coins are sent down for approval. So keep on following the updates. And a reminder to end up with, this is sent out in the latest newsletter from corporate. So according to the recent updates about which territory the exchange platform is going to operate on, Dealshaker will be needing its new franchise representatives for the following countries. So it's Montenegro, it's Lebanon, Netherlands, Slovakia, Hungary, and Slovenia. So please, we are 1,000 people on here, and there will be a lot more listening to this call afterwards on the recording. So if you have a very good representative, please contact franchise@dealshaker.com to send in your proposal. And of course, who will be able to run a franchise? Well, you definitely need to know the vision and be a good candidate. But you know who you are, and you know your abilities. We are on a journey, ladies and gentlemen, and the journey is about to really kick off. And I'm very, very proud of being a part of these guys and ladies that host these Zoom calls. So next week there will be news